back to another episode. Today we have a muck truck in the workshop, customer's machine. Don't ask me how they managed to do these things. Throttle cable has been ripped out its socket, and both the wheels have been ripped apart. So today's job, replace the two drive wheels and replace the throttle cable. I've ordered all the stuff from Muck truck. Next day delivery, they're brilliant as usual. Never have any problems with ordering from them. Really helpful people. Let's see what we've got. Well, I know what we've got, should have. We have, oh, guess what? It's raining again. Lovely. One wheel, ooh, different tread from mine. One wheel, two wheel. We should have a throttle cable and the little chrome caps on the throttle cover. Little chrome caps because they have a tendency to break when you take them off. And that is it. Another cardboard box. Right. So we've got everything we need. Let's get to doing it. I think I know what's happened with these wheels. Because these wheels have got to be kept at 30 psi. I think if they're not at 30 psi, or if they've let to run flat and you carry on using the machine, I think it just tears the tyres. Just tears them to bits. Every tyre's got to be at 30 psi to keep the drive, because it only drives on the front. Got a 4-speed. I think it's a Tecumseh or Peerless box. I'm not sure. Drives on the front, and then these two middle wheels make it 4-wheel drive that drive the back. Right, so I think the first thing we'll do is we'll get the throttle cable on, because at the moment, to get it running, you have to pull it by hand, which is really quite hard when you're trying to hold that and hold the lever to drive it and steer it and try and get it on the back of the truck. That was hard work. Try and get you set up somewhere that you can actually see what I'm doing, but it's quite difficult. Well, the torch is flat. That's really helpful. Right, what do we need? 10 mil. Lovely British weather again. Spent all day getting wet again. It'll work. What are we on now? We're on the 16th of July. It's still raining. It is constant. It's alright if you're a duck or a fish. The rate is going, we're all going to be developing gills. And webbed feet, if we haven't already. Whether you can see. Oh, I'm a really good cameraman, I am. You can't see anything I'm doing. Well, you want to see my ugly mug while I'm working, or listen to me waffling on. The old throttle cable. I'll take the cable off that and keep that handle. It'll go on the shelf and I'll never use it. I'll chuck it away and then a week later I'll want it. Right. Little cable clamp off the side of the engine. See if we can set you up. So you can see in there. Not really, can you? No. There we go. Still can't see very well. Still. soldering up. The old one. Mounted back up here. I'm sure you really don't need to watch me put a bolt back in. Where's my cable gone? There it is. Right, we're set on stop at the moment, so pushed it in, connected up, and then put your cable clamp on. The Hondas have springs on the throttle linkage, so it automatically goes back to stop. So if you set your cable to stop, set your throttle cable to stop, and then connect your cable, you know you've got it in the right place. That just amazes me what these lads do on these building sites. How do you manage to break a cable like that? The only thing I can think of what they've done is they've caught it on something, on a bush or a branch or a tree or something, and just carried on driving and ripped it out, or caught it with a machine or something. I really don't know. Right, let's see if it'll start. We're up on choke now. Throttle cable's working. Right, so next job then is these wheels. Nice easy job to start with. Good job I did buy new ones, look, because whether you can see, it's all broken and rusted, and it's been a spider clip too long. Right. Now, the thing with these is, obviously the middle tyre hasn't got any pressure in it. You let your pressure out of your front one. It'll make it easier for getting that middle out. Just gives you a bit more, less pressure on it. Right, that is off. You can see the state of that wheel, look. Alright. There's the inner tube in there, look. Can pull out. We don't lose the valve and the valve cap. Right, towards a 17 mil. No, must be 90. already got 19 in the gun. They're coach bolts going through, so you don't have to worry about the other side. Put that back on a minute, give it a tap. Really is nice, easy to work on machines. Now, that is the state of the wheel, and they let all the muck build up in between. You've got to keep these wheels clean, otherwise this is what happens. Keep the pressure up, keep the wheels clean. Right, think about this. Has it got a grease nipple? No, they don't have grease nipples. The older versions had grease nipples on. We'll put your valve on the inside, because when you want to check your tyre pressures, you tip the skip up and then you've got your valve on the inside, otherwise you've got that plate to contend with. Put a bit of copper grease on. So that's going to come out. Oh. So most of that sat on the outside of the bolt, not where we want it. Hey ho. That back on. That back on. Be careful if you don't do it. I want to do it up too tight, otherwise it pinches. Right, and that is that. And it literally is just a matter of putting it back on. I find easier. Can you see there? My stomach in the way? Not really. No. Getting a couple of blocks of wood. Try not to drop your fingers. Take the wheel off. Going the right way. Right. I've got grease on the shaft. Back on. Now let the air out of the back tyre as well. Again, just gives you a bit more. Under the key. Gives you a bit more room to squeeze. Oh, fishy. Bloody stink them things. Right, and that gives you the room. Sorry, Brian, there's a snail on there. That should give you enough room then try, and I mean try, and squeeze them back on. They're not the easiest things to do. And then it falls off the block, and it's really helpful. Let's tip it up. Might be easier. It's literally just a matter of wrestling the front tyre back on. What I would recommend though is lining the studs up first. Right, that's that on. Back down. Just check the, I will show you in a minute. Just make sure the belt's alright, the pulleys are all alright. I'll show you underneath in a minute. Looks like we've got a bit of a gearbox leak on the opposite side. That block went really low, didn't it? Some should say I should get the jack out, but can't be bothered. Gentle tap just to get it back in line. Then valves back in. Next thing then is get the clips in, because if you pump them out of two tyres back up, it might come off. Yeah, soft blow hammer. Dent really easily, them things. Right, I will air the compressor up and get back to you. Just aired the compressor up, put the tool on, and realised that my gauge is broken for some reason. So I won't be using that. So next best thing is my Milwaukee M-Tile air pump. I can set that to 30 psi. You can see that. That is the front one. Back up and pumped up. Now you can see how much, can you see from there how squished the back one is? how much pressure these tyres need to drive themselves. And you can see where the little wheels get damaged if they're not kept up to, the pressures aren't kept up and kept clean. Because I have it with my own machine. You load it with a digger. Because your skip comes out this side. You've seen it. You've probably seen it on my channel. Have I featured the muck truck on the channel yet? I don't know. Anyway, you load it with the machine and all the soil. Because if you've got a 1.5 ton or a micro, the grading bucket just sits over the edge here, and it's just these buckets for the muck trucks just aren't quite big enough for a full grading bucket's width. And if you're loading soil and stone and whatever else, you either chuck it over the front of the muck truck, or it comes over the top and then falls off and gets into here. And I'll show you. And then you get full of clay and mud, soil, stone in here. Well, you can see. Let me show you around the back here. You can see what state it is if they don't keep it clean. See, look, all that's all that's come out from around the skip. They haven't cleaned it. You've got to keep these machines clean, otherwise they'll tear themselves to bits. Right, let's get this. It's like the skips could be doing this slightly bigger just to get a full grading bucket. That's this side done there. Right, I'll probably stick you on a time lapse to do the other side, and then we'll have a bit more waffling, shall we? Done. New throttle cable on and the plastic cover fitted. There we go. So now, if you watched all this episode all the way through, listen to me waffling on, you now know how to change the throttle cable on a muck truck and change the 2 middle wheels and change the front wheels because they just fall nuts. Simple. But yeah, if you've got one of these machines, keep it clean, otherwise you have problems. Brilliant. Well, thanks for watching. If you like this little episode, it's missing a bit there, I just noticed. if you like this episode, like, subscribe and share. Like, subscribe and share. Like, subscribe and share, please. It'd be nice. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. We're getting there. I think we're at 350 as we speak, or 349. Slowly getting there. But I appreciate all your likes and shares and subscribes. Not too many comments, which must, I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I suppose if you have too many bad comments, we don't have too many good comments. So sort of in between. Must be doing something right, must be doing something wrong. Anyway, thanks for watching.